Hello everyone. So I'm starting a new series on Python and we'll cover mostly all the basics. Start from the basics. And in this series, we will go up to maybe object oriented. We'll figure it out later. But in today's video, we'll be discussing about some very basic concepts which are very essential for not Python but in general. These are very essential to know for every programming language you are going to learn. So in today's video we'll be discussing about like what are variables, commands, very basic things, how to print something on console, and yeah, also how to take input from the user. This is the basic part video, so now let's just start the video. Ready? Start. So what a variable is? Let me just first write something. Okay, let's suppose where. What is it? What can you think of it? Variable means that can change. Change in what sense? That can change its value. Okay. More. Okay, more you can understand, think like, yeah, this will be the pretty good example, like a box with a label, and label, let's say a box has a label number. So what can you infer with that box having name number? What can you think of finding inside that box? Actually, it will be a number. Okay. By convention, we always uses the same variable which we are storing the value in it. Like for example, okay, let me just give you an example. First, let's say we have created a variable number. We will use this equal, that means assigning operation. We are assigning some value to number, so let's say 20. Perfect. So now we have assigned 20 to number. That means our number becomes, oh no, don't go anywhere. Yeah, so our number has become now a box. It has become now a box with value 20. So you see, it's a label of the box number that containing a number, that don't even care you name it number. You can even name it, let's say, name. Yeah, but does that make sense? Name equals to 20. I mean, whose name is 20? Obviously it's a number. Okay, so by convention we always name our boxes, or in Python variables, as same as what type of value we are putting in. Yeah, good one. What is a type? So for example, what's the type of number? For that we will first see what value number has. So in this case it's 20. And what is 20? It's a integer. Call it int. So let me just declare something for you. Types. We have some common types like integer. Yeah. My spellings are too bad. Integer. We have strings, or rather we can also call them, let's say, alphabets. Don't go onto my spellings. Uh, then we have Boolean values, bool, which consist of either statement is true or a statement is false. For example, let's say we have something called is age equals 18, and if we have defined our age variable as, let's say, 20. So what if you read it as a plain text, what can you infer with it? Is it true? No, it's totally false. Don't go on these red lines. I'll just make them clearer now, but understand the point. There we are saying that age is 20, and then we are checking is age is 18. So no, it's false. So for these type of condition, checking true or false statements comes under bool type. Okay, so let's just get rid of it. Okay, another type we have got integer, we got string, we got boolean. Oh yeah, floats. Floats, decimal point numbers, like 3.145. Like if we can also store there see, if I just type here 3.14, nothing happens. I mean, no error. Why? Because this is just a name, a convention to express what we have. It doesn't mean that age means we can only store age here. We can also store here some name, like Harry. Okay, Potter. But again, for our convenience, we just, rather calling it age, we'll call it name, because we know it can be a name, but it can't be an age. Okay. So, for example, we can assign for float point number as pi 3.14, and yeah, and also remember, while assigning any variable, keep in mind what type of you are using. Like you can use any name, for example, capital A, whole capital, whole small, but oh, it's not whole small, crap. Yeah, whole small. But remember, you can't put underscore in front. Or you can put, oh yeah, you can put number. Yeah, see, it's giving us an error. End of the statement, expected age. You see, the main int is a type of age. You can also declare them like this. First, let me just clear this. Oh, age. Integer value will be 20. Perfect. Yeah, it's showing because we have the same name. Yeah. Now we can say pi. If I say, let's say int. Now let me show you. And if I store that floating point value, this value, 3.14, it will give us an error. See, this block has become yellow. Why? We'll see the error. Let's see what warning is it giving to us. Yeah, see, it's clearly mentioned. Okay, let me just cut this. Expected type int, but got float instead. You got the point? In this way, we are specifying clearing the variable that it can only store int values. It can only store int values, but we are providing it with a float. So how we can fix it? Just simply 3.4, any value. Yeah, that's a line error. Okay. Now if I want to store a float value, let me see what we can do. Float. But it will again give an error. It doesn't give an error. Can you guess why? because we are passing an integer in a float variable. Remember, what are floats? Floats are any number that can have decimal point. For example, this is a float. This is a float. This is a float. But you can't say that it necessary to have decimal in a number to be a float. For example, if you check the warning, it might give us a weak warning that no warning. So we can store in float integers also. So that's why we sometimes we prefer to use float rather than int, because float can work with both types of values, 314 integer and 3.14 float values. Okay, so now I think we can get rid of this. Yeah, now we can talk about strings. I'm sorry. Strings are always written in double quotes or single quotes, as you wish. So again, let's bring our array in place. Okay, but this same line can also be written as, I'm doing it for the new convention, as this way, like these are first variable, then assign its type, and then store the value. So what is it? It's a string. So yeah, I will also tell you what are these. I haven't told that. So we are using double quotes. Harry Potter. So what we have done over here, let's give a separator. We have just, this is the old-fashioned way, or you can say everyone uses this mostly. I mean, I do. I never used that before. Actually, the same technique is followed in many other languages, like in Swift. I learned that. You first name your variable, then you will declare its data type. Yeah, I only told there's a type, but actually it's a data type, because we have a data and we have its type stored in a variable. Okay, so now you can say that in this way we can store any value in name, but in this way we can only store string values or letter, alphanumeric values in this name variable. I hope this is like sort of clear to you. Okay, so now let's just talk about how we can print something onto our console. So for that, let me just print, okay, this. You can see these are different color coded in purple. Actually, color doesn't matter, but that are different in different IDs. I'm using PyCharm, so it's default Tricolor. Okay, so what are these? If I click on it, it might say something. No, didn't. Okay, let me tell you. These are keywords. Keywords are special words in any programming language. For example, that can't be, and also the keywords can't be a variable. For example, if I say here int, you see it's not showing an error, but it's showing here, see, where is it, line 7, yeah, showdown built-in name int. It's saying that it has a built-in name in that is already in the Python. So what else we can do? We can just capitalize the I, which is not, is inbuilt. And also remember, Python, which is, I don't know about other languages, but yeah, Python is one language which is case sensitive. Oh, what the heck is this? Case sensitive. Okay, sensitive. Oh, correct spelling. Don't go judge me by my spellings. These are often wrong. So what's case sensitive means? It means Python interpreter will take capital A and small a as two different entities. You know what's the value of capital A in ASCII? What is? What I don't know? Oh, yeah, I know. 65. And what's the value of small a? It's 98. So clearly, they're via ASCII point of view, they're totally different. You might see in SQL languages they are not case sensitive. It means whether you write capital A, you write small a, doesn't matter. They're at the end, they both end up same. But in Python you can't do this. For example, let me just clear all this first and just say age equals 20, and let me just say age equals 20. Now you might think both are ages, both spelling is equal, I mean same, but the different only is of first letter, or let me rather make it full capital. Age is 20, but they are different. For example, you can store here like 30, and before that let me just show you how we can print something on console. For that we have another keyword, and very simple, we just print. Yeah, it's showing. And what we need to print, we have to pass in there, see, values and objects. Separation, that's an option, and then end is also an option. We'll talk about these stuff in later on videos, because it's very, solve, where solve, keep it off, oh no, crap, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, we have entered age. Now I also tell you what's the difference. There are many different ways to, print something. This is a variable way in which we are passing the variable's name which we want to print. See, it's already giving us that it's an age with an int type 20. Okay, let me show you one more thing. If I say it's 2.0, now if I go there, then you will see it automatically detects it that it's a float value. So it's rather writing this syntax like age, variable name, then colon, then data type, then assigning the value. It's a bit of lengthy. Rather that's just is equals to 20.0 20. Okay, so yeah, see. And if I print capital H, what is this? Age. So according to you, if this is age, then this is age. I mean, both ages are same, but their values are different. But that can't be true. Let me show you. If I print this, let me just run this. We'll see the output. There you go. Okay, let me just increase it for you to see it clearly. So we got 20 and 30, what we have expected. First we have printed this age, then we have printed this age. But now let me just rename this to age. Age. You see a little red block? We'll talk about it. Age. Okay, I think we got a warning for this. Yeah, see, redeclared age defined above without usage. That means we haven't used age anywhere and we have declared another value to it. For example, first we have 20 in age. We haven't used that anywhere, like we haven't printed. And then we just assign a different value to it. So they are the same. Now what will happen if we run this program? You might thought we again should get 20 and 30. Well, let me just show you. Yes, we got 30 and 30. So this 30 is understandable. It's understandable that it's for this, but where this 30 came from? This is not 30, 20, right? So what Python had done is, first we have assigned 20 to this age, then that 20 is get stored in the memory somewhere, and then we have again named a variable age. So for Python it's being like we are again calling this memory location, but this time we have entered a different value in this location, so it will override this to this information. So after that we are accessing the age. So if we, let's say, access age over here, so that's pretty normal. That will print what we are thinking, that first we have initialized age with 20 and then we are printing it, so it will print 20, and then we had reinitialized or redeclared the value, and then we are printing, then we will get 30. So let's just see. Okay, so oops, it's too big. So I think you got the idea that this is how Python works. Also that Python works line by line. That means it first read this line, executes this, then read this line, then executes this, then nothing, so it will skip, then read this line, oh no error, read this line and execute, and read this line and execute. So first we haven't there the print statement, so it's just going from there to there, so directly changing the value. But after adding the print statement, we are initializing the value into age, that is 20, then printing that, so it's normal, it will be 20. Then after that we are changing it, so now if we print age, so it will be the changed age. Perfect, so good so far. Okay, so now let's just talk about something. We have talking about how we can print something. Let's say, oh, we haven't even done the very first program to print hello world, which is by convention or whatever you say by theory, every programmer print that. So we'll just write hello world. Yes. So this is a string. Everything that comes inside the quotation marks is considered as a string. For example, you can also type here 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. For that example, let me just show you something that it's not a number. It will be considered as integer. For example, we have given name, and let's just put the string quotations, and let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for us it is like number, but see, it's a string. Let me just do one more thing. Let's call it num, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the same values, but for this it's an integer value. What? And for this it is a string value. I hope this is pretty much clear to you, that if we make this wrap up in this, okay, in quotation mark, Now this will also become string. Shown up. Yeah. So see, this is also string. So everything we can write here, we can write anything. You can see anything, any symbol. It's still the same. It still show us that it's a data type of string. Oh, but we don't have this type of string anyway. So I think that's also a good point to note. So let's say we have our name. Oh, where is it? Oh, no. Yeah. Huh? What's the spelling of Harry? I just forgot. Harry Potter? Well, why is it? Oh, David. Okay, this is one error. Yeah. So we got our name. So now we just want to print our name. See, I have misspelled the keyword. Unresolved reference period. So let's just clear it. Alright, the print. And let me show you something. I am passing here name. So what we should get, we get Harry Potter, right? So let's just see. Oops. We got something else. We got the name. We don't want this, we want this. But why does it happen? Why doesn't this happen? Because we have hard-codedly hard-codedly said to a print command that print this string, not the variable. Remember this, whenever anything comes in the quotation, it becomes, and whatever it was, it becomes string. So we rather pass the string name, we'll have to pass the variable name or name of the variable, but in this case it's variable. Well, the variable, you got the point. Now let me just run this. Okay, so here we got here we got Harry Potter. Now let me just change it. Let's just say it's Harry. If you run it, you got Harry. Perfect. Harry. So here's a. Let me just also show you something, and then I will give you a little exercise to do. And I also give you a solution, but for that you have to pause the video and think about it for a few minutes. It's very simple. So let's say we have, see, we got the line that we haven't, because we have no name. So what are we printing for? But it will not give any error if we make it, because it's a string. And yeah. Let me just cut this also. Let me say we have number 1, that is, let's say 10. Then we have our number 2, that is, let's say 20. And I want you to, okay, let me just say, first let me just print num 1. We can also do like this, num 2. It means it's printing the numbers in the same line. We can use this, we can do this as many times as we want. As so far we have as large variables, we can do this, but it's not convenient. We rather do that in the other line. So you see, but we got 10 and 20. That's what we should write. First variable is number 1, which is 10, so we got 10. Then another variable we have number 2, which is 20, so we got 20. Okay, so now I'm giving you an exercise. This exercise should have like two numbers, and you have to perform the multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Also, that's a division. So wait for some time. Pause the video. Take 2-3 minutes. It's very simple. And also, you have to print the result. Print result. Okay. Take 2-3 minutes. Pause the video, and then come back to see the solution. Okay. So, I might think you have done, which I also think that you haven't. Let me give you my solution. So first we have two numbers. So let's say 1, we have 2. Then 2, we have, let's say, 5. So what we have to do, we are told to multiply them, we are told to add them, subtract, and divide. Okay, let's make a result variable here, and where we will store num1 multiply. This multiply sign, don't put the x here, it's asterisk, the symbol on 8, so shift 8 will be this, and number 2. So if I just print the result, so you can even see clearly result is number 1 times number 2, so that will be 10, my friend, 10. Okay. So let me just print this. There we go. We got a beautiful little 10. Okay. So if I change this to now, what else we have to do? Addition. So let's just change this to addition. So 5 plus 2, comment down. Yeah. 7. Now what we have? Subtract. I think you got the idea what this. No. Get out from my class. Subtract num1 to num2. That is -3, because 2 minus 5 is -3. Don't know, crap, go to class. And last is divide. So for divide, it's confusing bit, but that will cover in different videos. So this is our divide for the sake of this simplicity of this video. We'll just put this. So we'll get 0.4. So if we divide 2 by 5, that will be the answer. But if we let me just make it 5, make it 2, then it will be 2.5. And to make it, let me just tell you one little advanced topic for this. If you put 2 backslashes, then it will automatically truncate the decimal part and only give you the integer part, that will be 2. So you see, the decimal part 0.2 has been truncated. So actually there's our whole topic, and we'll cover in operations. So we'll do that in future videos. So I told you, I guess, pretty much about this, but let me also tell you. Oh, okay, that will be next time. This will be too much for this single short video. So I hope you got all the basics clear about what are variables, data types, how we can print things, and a little bit of like some operations and some basic stuff. Okay, so next video, I don't know what will be the topic, but we'll check it out. So bye bye.